IKEA, some assembly required. I love IKEA. It's like adult Legos. I don't know if I'm the only person that feels that way, but I enjoy buying furniture from IKEA and assembling it. You got space in your ladder right there. I got space in my ladder. Oh yeah, right here? Yeah, I'm just gonna have to leave that there. Oh, I'm sorry, Mambas. I just moved from the US. IKEA took all my remaining money after I found a flat, lol. Dude, it happens, man. IKEA is the first place you always look at to buy furniture. It's so cheap. It looks so good for the price. The only thing is that they don't tend to last that long, or are very light replicas and are not like real wood. What I like is that in Puerto Rico, we don't get snow, but we get a little bit of cold, so it's best in the winter. Dude, that's like me. In California, it's the same thing. It gets really cold, so that I have to wear like sweaters and stuff, but we don't get ice on the ground, we don't get snow anywhere. So it's like the best winter, where it's just cold and you don't have to deal with the elements, like hail, snow, blizzards, none of the large storms. We get rain every now and then, but that's about it. There is a Amish furniture store in driving distance for me, so furniture shopping is kind of nice. But I've only done that once. Oh, dude, don't you get like really nice quality like work from there? I imagine they would. I never planted pepper plants. Ooh, that's gonna be fun. That Wheeze might have to move when you put transit tubes. Oh yeah, that's true. I might have to do that. Might have to move the Wheeze ward to the side or above, or both, so that we kind of have like a surround around the natural gas. Alright, so we're gonna have this connected now. So the design is basically, if this has too much natural gas in the infinite storage, we basically take the natural gas and move it to the bottom. That's going to be basically powering our generators. We're at 400 kilograms. I'm not even mad. We have a lot down there. And then we have the hydrogen that's going to be pulling from here. That's still over 1,000. So we're doing pretty good. The kiln is generating a good amount of heat, actually. Feels bad, man. I used to buy IKEA chairs, but they were so garbage that I have to replace them after a year or so. So I finally invested $300 into a nice office chair, and it still holds up great. Dude, guys, people of chat. Just because Gunna just said that, we're gonna follow Gunna. Do you have a dupe? We'll follow you. You don't have a dupe, huh, Gunna? You don't. Feels bad. Too much in the infinite. Hey man, sometimes you just want to be like Gojo Satoru from Jujutsu Kaisen. Sometimes you have to become the infinite. Goodwill stocking furniture. Dude, I've never been to Goodwill. I've heard of crazy stories though, like people finding termite in the furniture, bringing it at home, or someone getting a a box, not box. What do you call that? That you put your mattress on top of for your bed, the bed frame? They had bed bugs in it, and they brought it home, and it like messed up their entire room, basically. Got into the walls, things like that, and it was a nightmare. Not the box spring, like the actual wood frame. I guess you could use a box spring as underneath as well. Alright, so we don't have a Gunna. We're gonna follow Citrus the Wizard, because I like his purple outfit. And, guys, just because Gunna just said what he just said, let me show you guys something. This chair, right here, this chair, the cushion right here is a little bit worn out, right? So I have to have another cushion on top. But this chair, I've had for 12 years. I've had this chair for 12 years. And it's the best chair I've had from IKEA. And it's because right here, where the mesh is, this is all mesh, so it's breathable. And it's only a steel frame going around the outside. So I'm not gonna lie, this has been the best chair I've ever had. 12 years from IKEA. And the crazy thing is that they don't make this model anymore. This model doesn't exist. They have a new model that replaced it. But I've had that chair for 12 years. And it's the best chair because during the summertime, dude, since I could breathe through because it's mesh on the back, I sweat a lot less on my shirts. It's so much better. But I do want to get a nice office chair though, not gonna lie. It's just that when it's summertime, man, I gotta switch chairs. Mesh is life, mesh is life. Mesh is life. It's good to have, man. Goodwill Salvation Army is great. Never buy used, but everything else is pretty cool. Yeah. Gotta make sure though, man. Gotta do the inspection of that stuff. But I'm not gonna lie, man, that chair, I've swapped out chairs before and I've used other chairs and I eventually go back to this one. Your office chair is mesh too and it's comfortable. Every part is adjustable. That's sweet, man. But yeah, I have some pretty good experience. Or at least have had some good experience with it. Alright. So, the food is done. I think frost spuns are going to be turned off. We are no longer going to be doing frost spuns here. And instead, we're going to be making pepper bread. So, it's going to be time, boys. More cooks. Alright, so you see this right now? The automation is red because the natural gas reservoirs are filled up. And because of that, we don't have any natural gas in the pipes. Sweet. Mamba? Mamba's making his demands. He's yelling at me right now, guys. So, give me 1 second. I am going to... He wants to go outside, so I have to let the Mamba out. And I'm also going to make a pinch of pepper nut farm now. But before we do that, I need to take a break and get a refill of some water. So we're going to follow Citrus the Wizard again, and I'll be right back. Sorry about that, you guys. We are back. We were back. Right in time for the perfect cycle. Oh, man. Are we already on the number of the beast already? Be like that sometimes. But we're back, you guys. Very sorry. Let me adjust my mic. Alright, so we're good. No overlays, right? Yeah, we're good. We're good. Let me put an airflow tile here. Seems like that's going to help. Some of the gas accumulating on these floors. And we are going to be fueling this in with natural gas, and we can. So, we're not going to go for surf and turf yet, although it does generate 400 calories right there, and it's also more morale. We're going to go for the pepper bread first. We're going to go for 30 on each gas range. And then once we actually build that, we have to select it on the food storage. should be fine. Should be fine. All right, so we're gonna have the dupes cooking. All the dupes in the kitchen right now, doing good work. Calories are going up, almost 1.1 million again. This is a good time. Dirt is at 340 tons though. This guy has 64 cycles. He has 46 cycles. Oh man, that's gonna be a lot of dirt. All right, so maybe we won't be doing pinch of pepper nuts yet. Maybe we do both at the same time, because we do have that capability. So we could make a pinch of pepper nut farm on the top right here. And I think I want to, because I want to use the edges for farms. We have enough dupes that they could all just pick up the pinch of pepper nuts and store them in here manually. It's probably worth it. Afternoon. Hope you're doing well, man. I see you over there. How are you? So I've been trying something new in a new build, and I was wondering if you tried it and seen any issues. Running all the kilns exposed to space. Yes, your kilns produce heat on itself, and you will eventually have the kiln melt itself. Now, of course, the kiln does use minerals to be made. Oh, no, it's not. It's metals. So you could actually do this to refine metal, believe it or not. So you could actually build it out of gold amalgam, and then when the kiln melts, you actually get refined gold. It's a meme strat, but if that's what you're after, that technically does kind of work. And Mamba wants back in. Give me 1 second, you guys. Hey, we're back. Sorry about that. Mamba went out. Didn't like to be outside. I guess it's too cold for him, and he's back into the room. I don't know if you guys hear Mamba. Just fine here. Just came in late from stream yesterday, so I'm happy I made it on time today. Hope all is well with you as well. It got a little bit warm today, but otherwise it's not too bad. I am okay with the warmth that we had. But otherwise, yeah, man. Trying to make sure that, you know, we have decent temperatures. I'm kind of mad that it's a little bit too warm, because I want winter to be here in full force. But it is what it is. Can't really complain too much. Yeah, basically, it's starting to get cold to the point where you can see in my camera. I have my Mamba blanket. So my Mamba blanket is my emotes. The Mamba cozy right there. He has that blanket. I actually asked my artist for my emotes to have the same color as my blanket that I sleep with during the wintertime. So because of that, it's, you know, I wanted it like that. So since it's here, yeah, I probably want it there. Since it's wintertime, we brought out the blanket now. So basically, it's a good time for the blankets to be rolling. Oh, very sorry. I had to sneeze, you guys. My goodness. But yeah, wintertime blankets are here, and if it gets warm again, that means I have a bad night sleeping if it's too hot. So I'm hoping it cools down again. I want winter to be here in full force, so that I could just rely on my PC as a heater, and it's going to be a good time. Build to reset temps to 40. It's also hot to carry. That's true. That's true too. What me says is correct. A lot of buildings have a temperature maximum. So if you build ladders out of obsidian that you just got from you know, the bottom of the map where the magma was, you could reset the temperatures to 40 with that. It's a pretty good strat. Easy way to delete heat. A little bit illegal, but you know, at the same time, I like the strats. Here in Sweden, we're defrosting the cars. Hey, I see you over there, man. I would, man, it's a love-hate relationship. I want to say I would love to live in like a very cold winter city where there's snow and stuff. But when I hear about people having to have like their tires changed every half season, right? Oh yeah, it's snow. Gotta bring out the snow tires. Oh yeah, Snow's gone. You gotta bring out the summer tires. Oh yeah, it's raining. You gotta bring out the other tires. Alright, maybe not the rain one, but I know there's like a difference between snow tires and like other things. So it's like, yeah, that's a little bit inconvenient. That's one of the things I would not want to look forward to if I were living in those areas. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's here. So theoretically, I would want this. And then we're going to do spacing. No, it's underneath, actually. So here, 1, 2, 3. So if it's here, 5 in between. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah. 3, 4, 5. 3, 4, 5. We need 5 in between. 5. Okay. Hopefully that's enough pinch of pepper nuts. Thawing is a word. That is correct. That is a word. What are we building? Pinch of pepper nut farm. So pinch of pepper nuts are the exception. The pinch of pepper nut plant right here, when it comes to pit planting, because you have to plant these upside down, so they hang from the ceiling. So because of that, you actually still go right to left, but you have to go bottom to top instead of top to bottom. And then not only that, you have to have 5 tile spacing because of how the plant operates and hangs. So because of that, we have to adjust a little bit of the things here. So we're building out some tile spacing, and then we're going to be building out some layers. And then we're going to try to plant some pinch of pepper nuts. So just trying to get started with that. Does plant size affect layer height? In almost every case, no. Pinch of pepper nuts, it's a weird plant because you could actually build dash assault vines, right? And it's back to the original size where you do 4 tile spacing. But you still do bottom to top because it hangs upside down. So it's a little bit weird in that regard. So the pinch of pepper nut is the only exception. I don't know why. Now, when you're considering the plant, you only consider the base plant. So although a plant might be 3 tiles tall, you're only looking at the immediate tile right here, above the iron. So although I could click on this, or well, this, and, you know, dig up the arbor tree, the only thing the pips check for is the base of the plant. Now, the thing is that's really weird is that pinch of pepper nut's the only exception. It's the only one that needs to be 5 tiles wide. I don't know why. But maybe it has to do with the pinch of pepper nut plant size. Let me actually cancel that. But yeah, it is the exception. Right? It is pretty long. Right? Hangs from the ceiling. Alright, so we have to do that. We'll have the dupes work on that. I want to deodorize this, so this is going to be working. The next thing we're going to want to work on is the ethanol refinery. I think it's going to be time. So we're going to want to mine out as much of this as we can. We need to also deal with the water here. Alright, so this is just a spillage issue. Can't do anything about, so we'll just have to mine that out. I forget how big the base game map is. 100%, right? It's freaking huge. It's freaking huge, dude. If you do spaced out start, it's about 35-40% of this map. Spaced out start is like here to here. In terms of size. Like, I'm not even kidding. You get like no space in spaced out. We have so much room for activities, man. The only thing that's kind of bad is the lag eventually. Alright, so once we build that, we have to do the mining. I want to burn through the power right here. That's one of the things I need to do. Yes, Spaced Out Classic is still smaller than Full Classic. Yep, that is true too. That's another thing that's really weird. But hey, it is what it is, right? So I do want to burn a little bit of the power off. Right now, it's only used for a little bit of the automation right here. Otherwise, nothing else. We could theoretically also use this to power up the suits. That's probably not bad idea, not gonna lie. I like that idea, so we'll actually roll with that. And we'll change this up. So that way we don't need the hamster wheel here, and we'll just hamster wheel here to power everything at once. And then we'll have this separate. Okay, that should be fine. I want to burn off the natural gas here so that we could just have the generators used up for the power. So that we don't have to think about that anymore. The salt water did good. Oh, nice. We got to change up the water. It's at 50 degrees. That's a little bit too hot. Got to let that dump out. Hire cat to do trivial tasks. Gatomation. I see you over there, man. I see you over there. There's no cats in Oni. Are Pips cats? Pips would be the equivalent to a cat, right? In this game? Like, I can't imagine anything else. It would have to be the Pips. Essentially cats, right? Except they could walk on the walls. Walk on the ceiling. Totally fine. Dig supply suit wearing. This is pretty good. We'll take Catalina. Pips are cats, right? Right? They're squirrel cat hybrids. I think they're squirrel cat hybrids. I believe they should be squirrel cat hybrids. Spider cat. Yeah. Spider cat, man. Basically, like Spider Pig. I see you over there, Dragoon Remy. Welcome on in, man. I feel like you kind of have to throw out the trivial sense of critters in this game. And I feel like if you have to think about what Clay would add in, you kind of have to like think outside the box a lot. Like if you guys had to guess the next critter Clay would want to add in, what kind of fusion would it be? We got Drekos, that's a sheep, spider sheep. Right? Because it does have a lot of eyes. I never noticed that about Drekos until someone pointed that out. Drekos have 4 eyes. They're literally a spider sheep. Glossies are the same thing, right? They got 4 eyes, man. Looking like spiders over there. And then you know it's a sheep because of the line in the eye. Like you see that, right? That's how goat eyes look like. Goats! Maybe not sheep. Maybe it's goats. A llama. I see you over there. Elephant kangaroo. How would that work? What would you get from that? Like, what do kangaroos or elephants produce naturally that could be used somewhat scientifically? Or maybe add something in that they do and just replace what they do with a different element. That could be kind of cool. Ivory. Ooh, that's interesting. That'll be a little bit better than granite for a lot of the furniture. Oh my god. Oh, I feel like they wouldn't do that because it's like, you know, people are going to start bringing up, oh man, people hunt elephants for ivory in real life. And then there's going to be like political trouble. I hope that doesn't happen. I could see that happening. Good evening, legit. Hope all is well. What's going on, Mr. Tony? Hope you're good as well. Doing pretty good. Winter is around the corner and not going to lie, man. I'm waiting for it. Is there a reason why your 4th hatch ranch isn't used yet? Yes. The sweeper range is perfectly set so that we could use 1 loader. So this is 3 hatch rooms. I actually, once I remove this generator, I get another 3 hatch rooms here. So I'm waiting to actually get another loader so that it's more efficient. So once this actually pumps out all of the power here, I could build the other 2 hatch rooms. Also, ceiling is being used by the saltwater. But yeah, I'm kind of waiting for that. Can the entropy nullifier be used to get liquid hydrogen without supercoolant? No. The anti-entropy thermal nullifier stops right before it. So 173 is far from it. You could only go to... You need to go to -250 in order to get liquid hydrogen. So that's not even close. I believe it barely gets you, or it's outside the range of liquid oxygen. Yeah, it's barely outside of the range of liquid oxygen as well. So the only thing you could really do with this, with the extreme temperatures, is use this as a sour gas boiler. So when you make sour gas, you get something called methane. If you cool down the sour gas cool enough, and that's a 161, this cools down to a 173. So this is actually good enough to convert your sour gas into methane. Now, of course, the only problem is that it overheats at 125. So you have to make sure that you either drip in the sour gas a little bit at a time, because it's going to come in at like 500 degrees, right? Or you pre-cool your sour gas, which is tough. Because sour gas is, I think, the most least conductive gas in the game at 0.018. Actually worse gas in terms of conductivity. So it's like it's pretty hard to cool. And it has a high SHC. So it's like it's a big pain all in all. But at the same time, I guess you could use that as a power source. Strip the heat away from the sour gas. TC of chlorine. I have that right here. 008, never mind. Chlorine is the worst. And then you have sour gas, and then it's carbon dioxide. No, carbon dioxide barely edges out sour gas. 0.003 lower. So it's chlorine, carbon dioxide, and then sour gas, I think, in terms of very unconductive setups. Would be interesting to have more animals that just process or do something and then be farmed. Yeah, 100%. Like, I kind of see why they wanted No, here's a problem though, right? If you think about it, when they released the new Poke Shells, right? The variants, the Oak and the Sani Pinchero, the problem with the Poke Shells is that people only use them as lime. And they kind of just make wild farms like this, where they just kind of live, lay an egg and then just die. And now that they drop seafood, if you have a Sani Pinchero, it's pretty, lucrative. But at the same time, it's like, I don't see a lot of people making Sani Pinchero farms for the seafood. And they're also like a very minorly used effect, sanitized water, right? From food poisoning and the whatnots. So it's like, yeah, even with that, I feel like for people to actually utilize the critters, the effect has to be really strong. Because even something that's mediocre on both parts, where you have a very mediocre effect and mediocre amount of K-counts, I want to believe, or maybe they just don't want to deal with the getting slapped by the Pinchero, you don't see a lot of people actually like ranching. Versus it's like, there's always something better, right? Like in my case, we're doing hatches, we're doing shovels, and, a lot of the times, that's more attractive, for lack of better words. So you would have to have something that's, like, very nice. A xenomorph alien film that converts chlorine to something useful. I would, maybe not the xenomorph part, but yeah, converting chlorine would be sweet. Get Bleachstone from Squeaky Pups, from breathing chlorine. Yeah, but that's very minor. You'll only use that for the hand sanitizer. They should make a lizard type animal that can harvest tail for meat. Oh, that'd be really cool. What's an animal with a very large tail? Make a lizard hybrid with that. That's actually a good idea, Pingo. I see you over there, man. That's great. I wonder if the devs could actually use that. What about some sort of horse-powered or other animal generator? There is a mod that allows your pips to run on the hamster wheel. I've always thought that was broken. Not gonna lie. Having pips run on the hamster wheel, way too strong. Bleachstone is a solid chlorine conversion or no? But you can't use solid chlorine for hand sandy though, right? What's the efficiency of the cooling with the hydrogen of the aqua tuner? Of the AETN? I'm actually not sure. I believe it's 80,000. 80,000 DTUs. I don't know how that converts though. I believe it's 80,000. I just remember that number. But in terms of actual temperature exchange, I don't actually know. I think it's 80,000 DTUs when it's affecting an environment with hydrogen. So I might be wrong. But yeah, I believe this is a lot weaker than a thermal aqua tutor, but I don't know about the thermal regulator. It might be comparable. I'm not actually sure. What is the thermal capacity of thermal conductivity of chlorine? 0.48, so it's a lot easier to cool down chlorine because it's lower SHC. What's going on, 3ADL? I see you over there. Hope you're doing well. They solved the US energy crisis. Yo. What about rideable critters for increased movement speed? I would love for that. I want them to add mounts, like little saddles, to like grubs. Those are like large enough that dupes could ride it, man. I'm just saying. Rideable grubs would be amazing. The gators, the lizard kangaroo. Oh yeah, they stand on the tail, right? I forget about that. Gators have large tails as well. That's right. I'm back. Had to get printer ink. Nice. Short trips. Welcome back, TJ. Good to see that you made it back alive. Probably have to be a kangaroo or maybe a Komodo dragon. Ooh, gator could be good. Wait. Isn't an alligator also a lizard? Can someone clarify that for me? Yes, I see you over there, 3ADL. Hope you're doing good, man. Hope things are going all right. All right, we're going to have to remove the base of that and start trimming down more of the ice biome right here. And then we're going to also probably going to want to convert this into a oxygen generator as well. That's going to help us pressurize the map a little bit better. Got to do the necessary things. Is a gator a lizard? I feel like it's in the same family, right? Oh, it's a reptile, not technically a lizard. Okay. It's a lizard, right? I want to say it's a lizard. Coconut bird drops coconuts and migrates every few cycles. Oh my god. You have no planets to migrate to. Like, if this is the planet Earth, and you had America over here, and Canada over here, and Europe over here, and then you have Asia over here. This is the entire planet, dude. Where would you migrate to? You would have to go to literally another planet. So that bird would have to be able to fly in space. That bird needs to be able to travel through space like it's nobody's business. That would have to be like how that works. Literally. Have to fly through from planet to planet. There is a alligator lizards. Oh, that's a thing. Okay, never mind. Yeah, I guess I gotta look that up, man. I don't know my biology for that stuff. Neon cats traveling on the star map. Oh yeah, with the rainbows everywhere. They mitigate live shovels, but to different biomes in your asteroid. Hot zones and cold zones. They migrate like shovels. Oh, in terms of speed, I could see that. That would be such a pain to deal with. I hate fast critters, dude. If your duplicates are slower than a critter, it's a nightmare. It becomes a nightmare to manage. An alligator is a crocodilian. Is that a real word? I feel like someone made that up. Whereas the lizard's a reptile, so not the same. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Cows can fly in space. So can bees in this game. I mean, yeah, but they don't fly planet to planet. That's the thing. They don't fly planet to planet. That's the big difference, I want to say. Can a rover enter a rocket spacefarer module? No. Maybe. I've never figured out a way. But I think the answer is no. Alright, the Wheeze wards helped out, cooled down the area, so that's good. Alright. As of right now, oxygen here. Oh, dude, we did it. We cleared out the CO2 bubble right here. That's such a good feeling. Now we just have this one to deal with. They won't leave their tasty gas grass. Yeah, man. How else do you think they're going to get the fuel for the movement? Basically, they're just farting all the time, letting one rip like it's a Beyblade. What? Why don't you guys want to mine this tile? Alright, we're going to mine up to the abyssal right now, not actually climb up and down. Alright, so we got to here. We need to mine this out, mine that out, and then we need to mine out all of the things up top. I have space for water, so it's actually not too bad. They need like a filter puff part plant that eats CO2, poops oxalite. That's OP, dude. Eat CO2, poop oxalite? Oh, that's OP, dude. That's way too strong. I could see that being a little bit too strong. Alright, so we're going to leave this here because there's no point. We need to wait for the mushrooms anyways. That's what most plants do. But I think you would have to have that be a little bit more, like for the game balancing aspect of it, you would have to have that be a little bit more not as OP. Everyone needs CO2. Oh, man. Oh! You're all going to get stuck. I saw that happening. Get out of there, man. Please. Start mining everything else. Because it's like, if you could do that, it would have to be like minimal amounts. It would have to be in grams. If you convert CO2 into the oxalate or something like that. Or really bad conversion rate. This is so slow. Nice, we can't jump up anymore. So we gotta mine out that set. I think for ease of travel access... I don't want to do that though, because gas is actually getting stuck in between the rooms right now. I was thinking about extending out this platform so I could just run across the bottom. Running across the top isn't that bad either. But we do need everything here mined out, so let's go. My dupes are just taking their sweet time. One, two, three, four. So after we mine out this chunk, we just trim this backwards. Cool. Alright, so we got to make our doors for the pinch of pepper nuts that we're going to have over here. I wanted to remove a lot of the gases. Looks like the deodorizer is taking its time to move all the way to the right. Should be fine though. If I push this out, the hydrogen moves out. Hopefully I probably do want to move another deodorizer close by. I want it over here though, ideally. Okay, that's fine. We'll just let that work. We'll let that work on the gas as well. And then I guess we could just cancel all this. And then we just mine all this out. Alright, so I think in order to do this safely, we want to mine these two first, so that they can't travel up top anymore. And then we trim everything else so no one gets stranded. And then we're going to tap into this and try to utilize this as a oxygen source. At least temporarily. There we go. We can mine this now and mine all of that. This is a infectious polluted oxygen geyser, and that means that is going to be having a lot of germs, so not a good time, typically. Climb down to the bottom, not bad, and then we could mine this out. And then we have to seal up the AETN so that we could have the ethanol distillery right here. I believe the math was what? 4 ethanol refineries? I think that's what the math was. Per petroleum gen, right? That was the math, right? So we would need, because I'm trying to do 3, so I need to have 12, because it's 3 times 4. So I need to have 12 of these in a box. Okay, and then it's going to be cooled down by the AETN. Yep, that's going to be a fun time. So we could mine this out from here. We want to trim these two. A lot of sleet weed over here. A lot of pea dirt as well. A lot of ice. Alright, this got mined out. That's good. Let me put a ladder here. And then I want to do 1, 2, 3. So I could do 4. Yeah, we just mine everything here. And just jump up normally. Cool, cool. Alright, so we could trim this now after all that's mined out. And then once we do these two, we can mine out all 4. Work our way down to the bottom layer too. I also probably want to mine out the left side all the way through. Autosave lag. Alright. Gotta mine all this out. So one of the things I haven't done yet that's probably going to bite me in the butt later on is the fact that I haven't done an achievement called Job Suitability. So I should actually start preparing for that as well, to a certain degree. So I think the easiest way to do that is start clearing out more of the map, right? That's actually what I was supposed to do here. Yeah, I forgot about that. So these guys gotta die. If we see them, they gotta go. Feels bad, man. And then we gotta break open this zone. Mine all that. Try to mine all this so we can climb up. And then we want to go to the right. Since we do have a lot of idle dupes, that does need to happen. And then I also want to start mining out the salt biome over here. I could probably try to make a gas crusher at the bottom. Start removing a lot of the carbon dioxide down there. There's a lot of the biome space. I just need to just mine out very soon. So we do have the water here. That's going to be a pain. I could probably just mine this out like this. To have a little bit more water spill out. Hopefully becomes a little bit easier to manage. They're not actually utilizing a lot of the waters right now. So I could see that not actually doing anything. The ethanol storage is a little bit full. Combat's happening. Nice. Yes, I got the mop, boys. Let's go. Double mop. I'm hoping that we're able to just mop. Dude, look at how slow between jobs they're doing. There we go. Just mopping more and more liquids. Alright, cool. Now we can mop this up, meaning I could just deconstruct that. I should probably be able to mop this entire pool now. Yeah, I'll just spill out soon. And then I need to sweep this bottle of water whenever I can. And then we got to empty out the salt water down there. We could probably just let the salt water just, you know, go down. And what kind of geyser was this? Oh, this is hydrogen. Will I ever need that? Oh, I can make a hydrogen tamer right now. Just to tap into this and use it for resource inside here. I probably should. That's probably going to be part of the main power line if I ever want to use transit tubes. Alright, so let's actually try to tame the geyser then. The necessary evils. Let's see. Let's give us some space. We'll go down this way. We'll go down to here. Which honestly doesn't really line up to anything. We just need to be able to ladder our way down. We could jump across the bottom though, so that's pretty sweet. Ooh, more water spillage. Alright, so unbreathable gases, a little bit of polluted oxygen. We're waiting for that to push over to the left. Hydrogen already left the area, which is good. And I probably also want to have the odorizer here. Someone almost died? No, that was a lie. Okay, cool. Copper? Or I actually don't have a lot of copper. This guy is narcoleptic. Looks, okay. Narcoleptic is not good. Mole hands. He's doing the digging animation. Unpracticed artist is not bad because he gets an increased decor bonus. I think we take Marie, though. She got the suit wearing ability, so she's probably going to be better unless we want him to be an engineer. I probably have a lot of engineers already. So probably take the suit wearing so that we could tidy up the map a little bit faster. Nah, we're going to take Ashkan. Let's go, Ashkan. Part of the crew now. People get to dance. People have the time off. Ooh. Ah, yes. I probably need a new schedule. So we could have 16 dupes at most on each schedule. Oh, and we have 17 here. Oh, that's barely too much. That's actually not that bad. All right, I will make a new schedule, though. So bam, 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 bam. Oh, no. My schedules are maxed out. They're basically all overlapping already. The only thing I could do is have a early schedule. That's honestly the only thing I could do now. Have them sleep right after these guys. Or we just increase the number of bathrooms so that we can just fit more people in each schedule. Yeah. So how many do we have right now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. We'll just get some more bathrooms. That's probably fair. You know it's never too much dupes, but what's your dupe limit you're aiming for? Around 120. It's probably going to be a little bit less, like around 112, 116. But we are built to fit 120 dupes with the amount of mess halls, tables that we have. So I want to say around that number. Around 120, probably a little bit less. Alright, let's get another set of bathrooms in, because it's probably going to be worth it. And we want the bathrooms all around the same place, because downtime, use the bathroom, and then you go to eat. So, same area. Oh, pepper bread is not being swept. Thank you for that. Oh my god, I forgot. The pepper bread needs to be added to the box. I totally forgot about that. I was supposed to actually check that off, but I never did. Oh my god. Put them in the freezer, boys. Put them in the freezer. Hopefully, we have enough time, right? It's only at 40%. So once it gets into here, we're going to be good. Dude, pepper bread. Put them in the box. All the pepper bread got cooked already. Alright, to this point, I think we could uncheck barbecue and cooked fish. And then we do surf and turf forever. So the food from here now goes into here, and then we no longer double sweep it. So that's good. Only thing that comes out is pickled meal lice, which should be fine. Alright, so the K count, or the dirt generation is at 297 tons. We're losing dirt. I'm going to need a little bit more, so. Ethanol distillery is going to be what we're going to be aiming for. Let's mine that out. Let's mine that out to here. And then from here, I need to mine this out. And then here, 1, 2, 3. We should be able to mine out all of that. Alright, get that started like that. Dude, look at the dupe army. Just coming all in from the ladders. They're coming in strong, dude. Okay, so we know this is going to be the wild ranching farm, and we know we're going to have a ladder come down here. I most likely want the spacing of the tiles to be like that, right? And then come down. So we'll just put a tile there just as a placeholder. Because it's going to come straight down, most likely. But I want to be able to see the levels of the floor. Oh, are they stuck? Oh, there we go. Can someone mine this? Someone mine. These guys are stuck. Someone mine this? Hey, get out of there. Stop suffocating. She just didn't update her AI. Feels bad, man. Alright, so these guys are working there. These guys are working there. We got to do a 4-layer mine there. Mine out the top layer. We want to go inside to here. Mine all that out. And we just got to keep on trimming. After that, how is... Okay, the water's still there. We're going to want to mop that up. Good stuff. Oh, the ladder's already built. Oh, that's fast. That's pretty fast. We could actually run up to the top to get to the bottom now, so we can actually start mining out this space. I want to use up the water from here. We're probably just using the polluted water to feed into the thimbleweed. A little bit of a hot temperature still. I'm surprised with this many dupes, the base still has mineable stuff. I mean, we are on the base game classic start, so the map's just a lot bigger than, you know, DLC. That probably has to attribute to it to some degree. But yeah, I'm also not being that proactive with strip mining. I'm not trying to strip mine the map. I probably should, though. I probably should. Dump out a little bit more salt water. Actually, we should have space. Yeah, this is not going to fill up too badly. Okay, okay. Close that off. Saltwater dump coming in. Gotta make sure you have enough salt water here at all times. And we're good. Close that up. Nice. So we need to mine that tile before we strip everything else down. This is oh, I gotta kill that shine bug. And then from here, these two. Strip this down afterwards. I could probably do this now. Let some of the hydrogen escape, but then we're gonna have to seal this up. I'll let this spill out, of course. And then back to here. This is traversable now, and we can work our way up. Capture all the poke shells here. And then I need to mop up the salt water there. Once we're able to reach that. Should be good. That's a weird question, 380L. That's a weird question, man. Get to mine this. And then I do need to strip all of this. Yeah. What's going on, Fed? I see you over there. Hope you're doing well. This should go up to here. A little bit of salt water. We could probably plug this up with a tile right here. So that we could allow all the salt water here to spill out. That's probably possible. I should probably do that. Oh, that reminds me. Mamba's back on the bed. I saw Fed's emote, and I was like, oh yeah, Mamba's back on the bed. My dude started eating lunch in the bathroom. It's kind of gross, man. Dude, it happens, man. Those sound like starter colony problems. Whoa, saltwater spilling from here? That's illegal. What? That's actually illegal. What? Mop that up, boys. Where's that salt water coming from? Alright, cool. Is the ice mine down? Okay, we're getting there. So, I need to do 1, 2, 3, 4. That's all mineable. It's only these two. Okay, so we could do this then, effectively. Well, we keep that, mine this, so we go underneath. I need to mine that so that we could reach these right there. Yeah. So we should be fine. This, we mine that, wait for that later. Actually, this doesn't matter. We mine all of that. Trim that out. Now we got to here. Okay, so this is gonna be an interesting design. So we'll have the liquid log come in here, most likely, right? So if we have this as a ceiling, we do that. And that should be okay. And then theoretically, I need to do this here. Alright, so we won't do that yet. I do need to mine out the side. Let's put the ladder like that, though. Help us out. And then we'll be able to seal that up with insulated tiles. So let's think about the design. We're going to have a liquid lock here, be able to walk in. That should be a vacuum. That's fine. And then... Or just mine and let all the liquids drop down and then filter the pump when you need to. That's true, too. I could do that as well. I just want to capture the salt water and spill it, because it's spilling into an infinite storage tank. And that's fueling my spam over here. And then after I'm done, there's a saltwater geyser that I'm going to strategically spill in like that as well. So that's the only reason why I wanted to spill everything. Because right now, right here, we have 50 tons of salt water per tile on 19 tiles. It's not bad. 50 tons. Not bad, not bad. Alright, a little bit of polluted oxygen still. We'll let that chill. And then I should probably tame the hydrogen vent as well. I'll do that a little bit later if I have time. I'm more worried about the ethanol. Oh, the dupes are stuck. Oh, the dupes are actually stuck. Oh, I don't trust the dupes. What is this? Granite. Alright, we're making some ladders, boys. Here, here. Alright, some of them are good. Can you save them, boys? Don't jump, don't jump. Oh, nice, we're good. Oh my god. Alright, so that's good. Mine this out. We could strip mine that. Oh, autosave lag while I'm digging. Alright, nothing bad happened. Let's go. We get to mine all that out. This pocket is CO2, man. It's a little bit dangerous. Duplicants are able to suffocate in there, which is not a good sign. Seeing all those red bars is giving me anxiety. Too many. I'm too used to losing dupes, I guess. Oh, man. I feel that, though. I feel that. Sometimes, man, the anxiety is real. Have all the trauma from before. Get re-triggered. It's not a good time, man. I feel that, though, sometimes. Alright, we gotta do this. So this allows us to do that. Extra ladder just in case. Alright, so... infectious polluted oxygen. I don't have radiation in this version, so we're just going to allow the slime lung to be moved into the oxygen realm. Right? Because it produces slime lung at 60 degrees. So we're also going to cool this down. Slime lung luckily dies at 10. So maybe we run ethanol and try to have like 0-degree oxygen get released. We could actually just bring it close to 10 degrees so that the slime lung just dies off. We don't have to be exactly at 10. We bring it close so most of it dies. And then we just have the remainder of it die off in the oxygen. That is a strat that we could try to utilize. My first 3 runs, I give my dupe my wife's name, and all the runs. Oh man, Xandra. Did you tell your wife that, man? Did she tell you to get good so she stops dying? I gotta know, dude. Does she know about the implications? She don't know. Oh man. It'd be like that sometimes, guys. Don't tell the wifey. I just found a second polluted water geyser. Is that the 30-degree polluted water vent? That's pretty good. That's pretty good. The 30-degree water geyser, I would enjoy having that more often in my runs if I do get them. Have a good one, 380 Games. You're being weird today, though, man. I hope you have an awesome day otherwise. First one is 30 Celsius. Don't know about the second one yet. Polluted water is always at 30 Celsius. Unless it's a cool slush, in which case it's going to be a little bit, cooler. I named my dupes after my children. One passed out next to the steam vent. Other went to save her. And they all passed out and they all perished. I learned to real quick not get attached to the dupes. I feel that, man. I feel that. Especially if you're a new player, that happens a lot. Alright, almost Emily's about to die. Can we do top layer first? Can we get the top layers done first? She's about to suffocate, man. Why are you guys so slow at digging? We're cycle like... Come on, dude. Oh my god. It's lagging so bad. It is taking them forever just to do a basic task. You hate to see it. I have 90% of my asteroid lit up. That's not bad. 3 volcanoes. What a waste. Oh, that's sweet, dude. Nah, she's alive. She's alive. We're good. We're good. Nothing too bad happens. And then the water still dumping into there. That's fine. Okay, so right now we do have this vein of abyssal light. It shouldn't matter too much. Now let's try to figure out how we want to do the ethanol distillers. So I know how to split it up. The basic thing we have to realize is how many can we fit on one floor? So it's going to be the left tile from the center. So theoretically, here, 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 right? So I need to pick up specifically this tile to this tile. This is 9 tiles range exactly, which means I get exactly 1 auto sweeper for this. That actually works perfectly. I could put a chute next to me to distribute the lumber so that we have good distribution. Good night all. Have a good one, Elthar. Thank you for stopping by, hanging out. And yo, man, hope you have a great week. If we don't see you tomorrow, man. But if we don't see you tomorrow, hope you have a great weekend too. See you next time, man. Do you think it's a mistake for a newer player to take on a bunch of dupes? Should I stick to a smaller amount? I don't think it's a mistake as long as you're learning from it. So you can take a lot of dupes in the beginning. I will say that it does make it a lot harder to manage. It makes it so that... So think about it this way. The more dupes you take in the beginning, the shorter amount of time you have before you're forced to lose. So if you take a few dupes and try to live off of that, you'll survive for a lot of cycles. So if you want to spend more time playing the game and learning the game, don't take as much. But if you do take a lot of dupes, you're effectively shortening the window you have in order to do a lot of things. Because of the limited amount of resources you have in this game, and you're not actually effectively indefinitely stable from the get-go unless you're able to build a spawn and then make a ranching farming setup so that you could have indefinite food replenish and oxygen replenish. If you can't get to that point, I wouldn't recommend taking that many dupes. Because if you can't get to that point, your window of playing the game is like 200 cycles. And then after that, you're going to struggle to survive past because you need to have a spawn in order to survive past that. Because you'll eventually run out of algae, eventually run out of slime that you might want to use for the algae distiller, right? Making algae by using the slime. So once you run out of your oxygen, you're basically effectively losing. More dupes mean you burn through the resources faster. So at that point, you kind of have to find a balance. The reason why I don't want to say that it's a mistake is because you technically learn different things when you take on more dupes. And because it's a learning experience, I wouldn't say that is a mistake because eventually you have to take on a lot of dupes so that you know the pros and the cons. But in that regard, it's really up to you. And I will say that if you don't know how to build a stable oxygen machine off of a water geyser and you're still learning, I wouldn't recommend taking that many. Stick less than 10 until you get comfortable. That's a pretty good one as well. You good with any amount, but your beginning will be stressful because of constant food and oxygen shortage. And you can live off of a morph farm. Yeah, everything is scalable to become actually livable. But for the most part, yeah. Food and oxygen are going to be your biggest limiting factors. And a lot of times, that's actually why people don't have a good time. Oh, I can't build that. Oof. But hopefully that helps. I did not know about the algae distiller thing. Yeah, it used to be a strat. Not a lot of people use it anymore, though, because it's like... Unless you have a slime biome start, slime is getting more and more rare nowadays. But yeah, don't think I've ever actually built this. Because you don't get slime from a geyser. What's a spawn? A spawn is a self-powered oxygen machine. There's many designs out there. You could probably Google SPOM and find a design. But this is my design that I'm using right now. So I didn't come up with this. This is just something I learned. And I call this the submerged spawn design. It's very good. It's honestly the best design on the market, in my opinion, which is why I'm using it. And basically, you're using the building, the electrolyzer, that produces both oxygen and hydrogen to separate the gases, right? So that you could have all your oxygens pumped out so that you could breathe it. And then the hydrogen becomes a power source. So this design is self-powering. We feed it water, it produces hydrogen and oxygen. The hydrogen gets pumped out into the hydrogen generators, which powers the build. This does not actually power anything else, only the SPOM design. So SPOM stands for Self-Powered Oxygen Machine. So it's a oxygen design setup with the appropriate buildings and pipelines, and then it's self-powering as long as you have water. That's the only thing you have to feed in it. Of course, with the design, depending on how efficient you are, you should actually have leftover hydrogen that you can burn off as a power source. So the upside is with the efficiency. The more efficient you are, the more free power you get as a result. So that is something to think about. So you could have something that's break even where you barely produce enough power and everything net zeros. That is the worst design out there. And then everything else more efficient to that comes into the in-between the worst design and this design. Hopefully that helped Legendary AKS. And if guys, people in chat, if you guys are new to the channel, !YouTube is actually a link to my YouTube channel. I have a lot of my VODs on there if you guys want to play along with us. From Cycle 1 all the way to I beat the game. We have all achievement runs, max difficulty runs, regular runs with, just completing the printing pod objectives. This is a base game run, so no DLC. And we have a lot of guides, tutorials, and designs on there too. Patch updates, explanations for a lot of the things in the game. But because there's so many things in the game, I have not covered everything yet. But if you guys are learning the game, want some help, and if I'm not live, you can always check out my YouTube channel. !YouTube in chat if you guys need a link to that. Now guys, support me on YouTube. It helps me out a lot. Thanks, gotcha. Got my first Cuddle Pip Pog, dude. Cuddle Pips are the best. I have gameplays with just one dupe, and I also seen gameplays with 169 dupes, so there's no wrong or right way. Yep, so Rack is right. I've seen the one dupe run. It's very slow and boring, because when he's doing data banking, you're just staring at him. And so he's got to research for a full cycle, man, before he does anything else. And then afterwards, it's like, okay, he's doing a little bit of work. With the 169 dupes, it just gets very laggy. But yeah, there's no wrong way to play it. Play the way you want. It all comes down to efficiency, and there are things you pick up from the efficiency. It's just not a deal breaker, meaning that you live with it or without it. Usually at, no cost or downside to it. All right, so I want this to be the center. So it looks like we get 1 floor, 2, 3. There's going to be a thing here. We probably fit another one, 4, 5. So that's 3. Oh, that's too much already. So we could probably do 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 12 ethanol distilleries. And then we could have this be maybe petroleum gens underneath. Not sure. But I'm thinking that's going to be the design. So it's probably going to be like this. I will bop these 2 tiles for now. And then with the design set, I want to have airflow tiles here. And then we need to have this be... How long was it supposed to be? Oh, I removed the ethanol blueprints. Refinement. So we want to have 3 of these stacked next to each other. And this is 12 tiles wide. Okay. So this is right now 11 tiles, 12. And then we don't have to separate it with the room. We could actually just continue going. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then it's insulated tiles on this side. So then this becomes a box. This is probably justified for me to pull this down and make a liquid lock here now. That's actually probably what we'll have to do. Which means that this is not going to be a bedroom. This is going to be a hallway to run across, most likely. I do need the 4 tile space though. That's very unfortunate. And then if I do put a liquid tile here, I would need a ladder well somewhere eventually. So I think that means we relocate this one tile and go like that. And then we go here to here, 11, 12. So it's this tile. So here to here is 12, here to here is 12. And then we get a ladder in the middle. This allows me to potentially build a liquid lock right here. Oh, but I'm barely offset to that. That's very unfortunate. I don't want to move this over because that kind of compromises it on the left side. I actually don't want to... I mean, I could move the fire pole to the other side and have it continue straight down so that we don't get a transit tube over here and have to put the transit tube on this level instead, which is honestly not that bad, I don't think. That could be the play so that we still pull it through. Visco gel lock, I have not have that discovered yet, actually. I could also just do a one-tile lock. That's actually not a bad setup. I could do a one-tile lock setup. That wouldn't be too bad. Alright, so it's going to be 3, 3. We do 3 and then 3. And then we have a pocket right here for no reason. I'll try to figure out what I want to have in this area. Oh. Damn. That would have been potentially a thing, huh? I just had an idea that's probably... Oh, man. How much heat does this generate? 4.5 kDTUs. Ethanol comes out at 73 degrees or hotter. Hold up. Doesn't that mean this is a bad decision? Because these want to be above 60. If the ethanol is always going to be at 70 degrees... Doesn't that mean I could just make this into a slickster farm? Which would mean that I wouldn't need this with the AETN. I could just make this a 4-tier setup. Ethanol distillers on the top 4, slicksters at the bottom, and we just produce oil that way. Now, I don't want to do this as a build because of the fact that I don't think I need to consume CO2 for oil. I do need a tame slicksters for the achievement, though. Yeah, actually, no, we'll keep this. We'll keep this. Because one of the things I want to do is not have too much lag, right? So if I don't want too much lag, it's probably going to be the best decision. So just use the AET and to cool down the ethanol distillers so I don't have to worry about the heat generation. Yeah, we'll probably have to do it that way. Feels bad, man. Yeah, it's probably gonna have to be like that. Feels bad. Okay, coal we won't take. We'll take 82. Operating supply. It's not bad. Both kitchen menaces, though. Feels bad. Innately stylish. Joshua looks good. Hassan has a split hair in the middle. Man, I like the builders. Operating supply is very useful, though. Shabby decor kind of sucks. This guy's the opposite. He's stylish. You know what? We'll take Joshua. We'll take Joshua. Clean up aisle 16. Wait, what? Something happened? Someone peed their pants? No one peed their pants, right? Nah, we're good. We're good. We're good. Alright, so here we gotta have this. And then... that ends up being a wall. Yeah. Style's an important stat. You gotta have the style, man. I see you over there, Knight. Hope you're doing well, man. Probably want that. I probably need this there. And then we have to have 4, 4. So that becomes the floor at the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we just have to manage the CO2 here. Yeah, it's probably gonna have to be the play. If they ain't stylish, they can't be the colony. Damn. What a requirement, man. They gotta be a fashionista. Rule of thumb, you eventually start with a person that digs, a researcher, a farmer, a rancher. After that, for beginners, it's good to have One of each profession, your team would build and add extra skills to them of what you need. Honestly, I follow something similar. I have normally I started out with a researcher that's also a rocket pilot in the Spaced Out DLC, so that they could do databanks by themselves. And then the person that digs, I typically have them also do tidying. So if they aren't digging, they're tidying. And then I typically also have either a farmer or a rancher. But yeah, honestly, there's no real like necessary starting dupes that you have to have. To be honest, there's just very convenient setups. Like normally you want a builder, supplier, and operator, so you get mechatronics very easily, right? Getting mechatronics, you gotta have supplying, operating, and then it's the building skill. So I mean, there's optimized setups, but I feel like it depends on like the loadout, if that makes sense, like what you're trying to do and accomplish. I see that though. I see your real guitar. That's a pretty good set though. Sounds like Real Madrid. Is that what it is? I'm getting a weird thing in my game right now. I have pumps connected to a long power cable. The pump gets power outages, but the batteries on top are full. Is there some max range on wattage carry? No. Is your pumps... So, first thing is, look at the power line to see if everything's connected. If everything is connected, the next thing I would check is automation wires. If you have automation wires on top of the pumps and it's on a red signal, it just doesn't turn on. So your battery is full, your pumps want to pump, but if there's an automation wire stopping them, they might just not want to do anything. If both of those are not an issue, meaning that the power wire is connected and you don't have automation wire there, also, you probably you know, when you're checking the power cables, you don't have anything that's broken. A broken power segment means that you don't get power transfer, right? So an overloaded power cable, if it breaks, until you repair it, there's going to be no power. Outside of that, there is something called a power switch right here. Power shutoff. And the power switch turns power on and off. But for the most part, you should check those first. And then let me know afterwards, man. If you still have issues, there could be a memory leak thing where you have a weird encounterment. Alright, link's okay in chat. You gotta let me know. I gotta give you a permit, or else Nightbot slaps you with a timeout. Can I make my dupes wait in line for a washing station, or do I need to build 2 of them in order to keep them from skipping cleaning their hands? There's a mod, Gunna, that allows you to make a line. But yes, in the base game, you gotta make 1 for 1. Kind of like what we are. 1 sink to 1 lavatory. You gotta go 1 for 1 like that. They're going back and forth, turning on and off when I'm doing nothing. They're turning on and off when you're doing nothing. It sounds like you're on an automation wire. Yo, bro, 5.5 hours stream. It's not bad. It's not bad. I gotta go at least 6 hours, man. 6 hours or bust. And then after that, we'll see how much longer we'll go for. Might have to have a transformer. That could be limiting it. That could be it too. If you have a 1,000 watt transformer feeding into a 2,000 watt conductive wire, that could be a thing. That's a good point. Figured, yeah. You have to go to the corner. I learned that the hard way. Gotcha, thanks. The weird thing is I have 3 pumps next to each other. 2 are running, 1 is down. That might mean... Okay. You have a print.sc link. I don't even know what that is. Could you post that on the Discord? Afternoon? I'll check it out right away if you do post it. So that I could see. But you check the power cables and you also check the automation cables, right? So there's nothing running over the pumps. Each wire has a current draw and a possible draw. That's true too. Real Guitars bringing up a good point. You can see current load, potential load. So potential load is everything turns on, how much power you'll draw. Current load is how much is currently being pulled from the wire. What channel? Oxygen not included. Gotta put in the Oni channel, right? Technically, this comes in like that, so we have a lot of dead space here. It feels bad. And then I would want to actually mine this out once we are able to. Alright, let me check out afternoon screenshot. Give me 1 second, you guys. Automation on that one. Okay. Can you show the power overlay and the potential load and all that stuff too? Current load, potential load. And it's turning on and off? Huh. Stefan joining the dupe colony. Stefan, is there a specific dupe you want to grab, like sprite-wise, or a job you want to do? Because we have a lot of options for the dupes. Everyone from the bottom up has not been named. So let me know if there's a specific one you want. Those are the batteries. Oh, man. Everything is on a conductive wire? Holy crap. Yeah, one of them's not connected, dude. It looks like you're powering your suits and the pumps at the bottom via the hydrogen gen. And it looks like you just disconnected the power wire from your actual batteries that are storing the power. That's what it looks like. I think you figured it out, right, in afternoon? Yeah, you see it now. Shh, my bad, my bad. Guys, afternoon is playing the game the evening time, so he's not in his element. So we gotta give him a pass for that. He just forgot to plug in the power. They don't think it be like it is, man, but it do. Really do be like that sometimes. There's a good saying that sometimes it really do be yourself sometimes. You never thought it would be yourself, but it really was. Alright, we figured that out, boys. Good stuff, good stuff. You want an artist? Ooh, I have no artists. I have potential artists, but we're never going to ship them to art school. So you're not actually going to paint anything. So, Stefan, do you still want an artist? We have one artist that's already taken. Because I don't want, like, 5 dupes with Masterworks. I have 5 dupes with Masterworks. Oh, all of them came with Masterworks. Okay. We could give you Meemaw or Bubbles then, actually. Meemaw or Bubbles. We have 2 Bubbles, and we have 2 Meemaws. Taking the Meemaw, alright. So the Meemaw is the 24.9 one. Meemaw, where you at? 24.9. This is the one with Masterworks. Nice. You went to art school. We got you in, Stefan. Let me know if there's a name you want. Don't you already have a dupe? I don't want 2 Doppels, right? So are you going to be Stefan 2.0? Am I still running around? You might be, good Griffin. I just have to scroll up and down the list to find out. So many dupes. Yeah, there's the OG Stefan with the baseball cap. Kadinsky? Kandinsky with the American accent. Alright, we got him in, boys. Gun Griffin, where you at, man? I don't see you. Oh, yeah, there we go. Gun Griffin, no diseases. You just chilling, man. You idle, dude. Just breathing. You got a balloon. We gotta have different color balloons, man. I gotta get that. I gotta get that mod in. Different color balloons would be sweet. Alright, let's mop up some of the waters. Deodorizer is still working. That's fair. Deleting some tiles sometimes delete background stuff like wires. X is a powerful button. Yeah, it is. It is. It'd be like that though sometimes. Always good to have the deconstruction menu on the specific stuff as well. Real guitar, man. You gotta use the channel points for that. You gotta use the channel points for that, man. Just chillin'. Ever get mechatronics learned? Ooh. Nope. You are never gonna get it either. Unless, I mean, you really want it. In which case, I could invest in it. Because we do have no morale issues. Thank you very much. I hope one day she'll be painting the lovely modern art pictures in the mess hall. I actually haven't done that yet, but we do need to get the paintings up in the mess halls. I do need to get it. Right now, we just have the lovely stickers from one of our dupes. Oh, we have 2 paintings. It's not bad, man. We don't have a lot of space for paintings, though. It feels bad. Alright, so we're building this, and then we got to build this design. So in most case, I want to build this afterwards, so it's going to be insulated. This is going to be regular tiles. And then we'll probably have tiles on top of that. So we got to build that afterwards, which is fair. If this comes up, I probably want to delete this as a result. And then this is probably insulated as well. And what do I need for this? Someone's trapped? How are you trapped? Why does it say he's trapped? That's so weird. Someone's entombed? Ah, man. The game with the fake false positives, man. It's always scary. Alright. Another layer of solids here. And then theoretically a final layer on top. So we'll wait for that to be built. And then we need the steam turbine aqua tuner, I think. I don't want to waste that for this, though. Let me look at this. Can I do some shenanigans with Wheezeworts? Polluted oxygen, 255 grams per second. This has a specific heat capacity of 1.01, which is a little bit worse than hydrogen's 1.4, I think. No, hydrogen is 2, right? 2.0? So this is effectively half. 2.4. Oh, dude, that's less than half. Okay. So, theoretically, I could put in 2 Wheezeworts, effectively right here and right here, to start chilling it out, and it's probably not going to do anything. Gonna farm the polluted geyser? Yeah. I want to have cold oxygen, though, not something hot. I guess we could have... Man, I don't want to do it, though. The closest aqua tuner we have is a little bit far. I'm probably going to want to build a new steam turbine aqua tuner setup. But I feel like chilling down chilling down that is not going to be worth it. I would love to have this cool down by the AETN. I would love for that to happen, actually. Alright, we're going to want to mine that out if we can. Let's seal that up. And then we want to go down here. We could build out this tile. That's actually not bad. And then this is going to be a tile seal right there. So we have to remove these 2. And then we'll get a bottle emptier in here. You would have to feed the Wheezewort, though. That's not too bad. My dupes could walk in. Oh, it's polluted oxygen. That's true. Yeah. Because it's like every time a Wheezewort breathes in and breathes out, it's going to cool down 1,000 grams of polluted oxygen by 5 degrees. So we cool down 2,000 grams of polluted oxygen by 5 degrees every time they breathe in and out. So the problem with that is, although it works, we run into a problem where it doesn't cool down effectively as fast as the deodorizers actually pull out the polluted oxygen. Couldn't you run a cooling loop from that cold contraption? The AETN? So the thing is that we're going to have a lot of heat generation inside. That's the problem. I don't know if that's going to keep up, because I have an AETN here. And it gets cold, but it's not that good at displacing the heat. So unless we want to make a long tunnel that goes from here into specifically that building, I don't think it's going to work that well. Oxygen escaping at the top. Oh, that's right. I was supposed to do that. Right here. I don't know if this is what you're talking about, Stefan. I forgot I had to seal that up. I had to seal this up. I forgot about that. I don't know if that's what you're referencing. Oxygen escaping at the top. And then we had to sweep these tiles. Was that what you were referencing? Was it? If that was, yo man, props to you. It was. Dude, how did you remember that? We weren't even looking at the salt area. Just venting the hydrogen wink. We was. Get out to there. And then we could technically mine this all out. Remove the ladder after we're done. We'll do that later. So we get the mining for all the dupes. So you're able to do all that. This one right here needs to be an oil drop. Hello. What's going on, Leofar? I see you over there. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having... Oh, the oxygen finally settled and moved up, instead of having it all be trapped in the bottom. That's a good sign. I'm here to check out on the Paku farm. Oh, the moment you said that and we look at it, the Pakus are dead. Both of them. What is happening? What is happening to the farm? How are the Paku dying? Like, we get the eggs, they get tame, and then it doesn't work. Am I it? Ah, man. Is this a lag situation? Because theoretically, none of this should fail. Something weird is going on, man, with the Paku farm. So, technically, we don't have to go for it anymore because we have a lot of food. Oh, also the surf and turf is not being selected. I forgot about that. Surf and turf. There we go. Can you spam temp shift plates in a polluted vent to buffer up the cold between eruptions? I don't know. Because the problem with that is actively, it's not going to be sealed, if that makes sense. Because how we're going to do this, you're going to have this exposed to the oxygen. So we're going to be effectively cooling down the area around the geyser, not only the geyser. So we're going to be overcooling, which is kind of the problem. We don't want to be overcooling, if possible. But of course, you know, we might have to. Just using the wheeze warts. Oh. I would probably be better off having the wheeze warts next to the deodorizers when I'm pulling it out. Most of the time. Geez, that's a complicated Paku farm for one Paku. Yeah, man. Watch your own vid, JK. No. I think it's a lag problem. I think something's happening when I'm simulating on 3x speed with 82 dupes that's causing this build to break. Because it worked. And then it stopped working. Which I don't know why that's the case. Why would it stop working? that's what I don't understand. Geez, that's a very complicated Baku setup. My bad, dude. My bad. It's actually pretty simple in my opinion. There's just a lot of gates for us to get the particular setup that we want. Okay, let's think this through. Is my counters just off? It should be at 10. And then when it's reached... And it's a continuous green signal. Yeah, that's correct. And then... Oh, is this something really stupid like that? Oh my god. So the one thing I could see happening is... Well, no, I have a 2-minute filter. I mean, I have a 200-second filter, 3-minute filter. That shouldn't actually happen. No, that could still shut this off, though, right? Oh man, dude. Don't tell me that's what it is. So what I'm thinking is happening is this critter sensor is bopping me. Cause what happens is that it's a really weird phenomenon. When you're running a rail with a egg on it, as it's moving into the room, it's already in the room. So that means that the chute is gonna get disabled by the critter sensor before the egg actually releases. I think that's what's happening. And that's honestly really stupid. If that's what's happening. Because this is an AND gate. If this goes red, that doesn't open. But it detects the egg when it's running on the rail, moving into the room. There is a fix for that, which is add a buffer gate 2 seconds. So that it doesn't turn red when there's an egg in the room. When there's no egg, it stays green. I was hoping that since it's a door right here, that it wouldn't detect the egg until it releases from the chute. There's a good chance that's actually what's happening. Nothing else I'm looking at this could fail. The filter gate should save us. We have a buffer at the bottom now that should actually prevent any failures from the flip-flop. I think that's it. I could try to sandbox that later to see if that's actually the culprit, but I think that's what it is. For now, though, I'm not too worried. I'll probably have to retame a fish later on, but we're at a good amount of K-cows right now with the new and improved kitchen area. No. Different. It's a different setup. You're looking at the wrong thing. The critter sensor is attached to this AND gate. Everything else over here doesn't matter. Critter sensor is attached to this AND gate. If this is not green, this is not going to open, regardless of what happened on the right side. Even if you assume all this is perfect, that's the culprit right here. These right here. Because if while the egg is moving into the room and this is giving us a red signal, I don't have a buffer for that. This is using the same signal that's going into here and using it for something else, which is, of course, totally different. So I think that's why that's the culprit. Because when you do have a rail and an egg on a rail, it detects it as moving in. I can't think of anywhere else that it's causing this build to fail, though. There's nothing else here that would cause this to fail. That I could tell, at least. Right? You could see that, right? We're using this critter sensor for 2 signals. For signal A, that's what I'm talking about. Signal B into the filter gate doesn't really matter. And I think that's the problem. Man, alright, we'll fix that next time. All we have to do is move everything over, add a buffer gate up top, and then come back in. I see the solution, and then we'll have to see if that's going to be the answer. Feels bad, man. Alright, so back into the refinery area. We got to seal this up. We have to build the ethanol refineries. We'll build everything out of steel, because we have to. Yeah, but if your rail is inside the floor, it does not count as inside the room. No, 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 no. When it appears going into the chute tile. It goes from the door to the chute. When it's moving in, before it actually is fully on that tile, it detects the egg. Does that make sense? So as it's moving in, it detects the egg. So then it flips it red. So when it's on this tile, it's already closed. And then it moves past. Because the problem is that we're not getting an egg delivery. I might be wrong, though. Damn, I might be just completely wrong. And it could be something else. I'll have to play this test. I'll have to play test that later on. Because I'm like, oh yeah, this also is detecting the egg. Maybe this is the culprit. Because as it moves in, it resets the filter because it detects the egg. At the same time, does that really matter? Because if we're below 1 and it's at 1, maybe we could change it to below 2. And then that changes up everything. I'll have to playtest this sandbox post later. Feels bad, man. This is what happens when you think of a automation design in immediately just wing it. Don't even try to use a design that works. Just wing the design. Feels bad, man. We'll have to fix it later. Alright, so the ethanol distillers have to go like this. What I'm trying to figure out is that you have no egg and it's still red. That's because the filter setup on the side has not actually reached this tick yet of 10 ticks. No, there's no egg. There's no egg. This is broken. Basically, the chute never opened. And it's because the timer doesn't line up. So I'm thinking potentially something bopped it and then it reset the timer. But I don't really know what happened, so I'm making a lot of assumptions, to be honest. So I might be just completely wrong, and I'm just not seeing what the actual problem is. I'll have to playtest that later. Should probably move the chute outside of the room and then drop the egg in to save it from having another buffer gate. That could be the solution, Paingar, if that is the problem. I want to playtest that, though, first, before I make any decisions. But yeah, you're right if that's it. Can't you use a cycle timer sensor instead of a lot of buffer gates? No, because the cycle sensor keeps counting and doesn't start when I need it to. So since that's always going to be counting regardless of whether I need the signal or not, it makes it so that it doesn't really line up well. Does that make sense? So if I need that to start over at 0, but it's already at counting 400 seconds in, I basically have minus 400 seconds off of that, and it kind of ruins the timing. It's especially bad because the eggs come in intervals of 900 seconds. So I technically want to have counting 2 cycles at a time. So that's why I use 6 filter gates. So it's exactly 2 cycles, so I always get an egg within that time span. But yeah, that probably does work with a little bit of leeway. That it will eventually break like maybe in like 1,000 cycles or something crazy like that. But I just didn't want to build with something like that. All right, so we're gonna have to split the deliveries. Okay, so we have to have a delivery into a loader here, which is fine. I don't really mind it too much. And then we have to have even deliveries of the lumber, so that we can have everything here done a little bit well. So I think we do a 2-2 setup. So So that's probably going to mean that it depends where the loader is. This is probably going to be the connection we'll do. So we're going to have a conveyor rail from the center and a conveyor rail from the center, and both of those line up, and the center of that comes in from the loader. So we have equal distribution of the lumber. That's going to be something we're going to want to achieve as well. New printables. What do we got? Iron. I do not need that right now, but my K-cows are going up, so I do want to take some more dupes. I don't know about the mouth breather, though. Bert's looking pretty nice. Got the mole hands. This guy's just digging, so the mole hands kind of welcomed. Okay, so we do have a wild ranch, so it should be fine. So why bother with timing instead of the product? Need egg, got X amount, once egg, make scramble eggs. So, I don't want more than one Paku in the breeding tank. So I'm counting it on a timer so that I pull an egg on the 20th cycle when it's basically dead. Because on the 20th cycle, it's going to lay one egg. Well, it's going to lay 3 eggs at age 20, from 20 to 25. And then we pull out the egg at age 20 because it takes 5 cycles to incubate. That makes it so that when the adult Paku that's laying the egg dies, the egg that we lay out on the side takes its place. That way, we only ever get just one Paku. Now, if you don't have that, I don't know how else you will do it. Does it give accurate timing with input memory, cycle sensor, output memory reset? So the thing with that is that I am lagging, so I don't think it's accurate anymore. Do Pokeshells kill fish? That's a great question. I've never tested that out. I've never actually tested that out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is around 1,000. This is around 1,000. And then we do... Actually, no. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Okay, interesting. They do get mad, and if they could reach, they will. Interesting. Oh man, Pokeshell's attacking fish seems really weird. Be like that though sometimes. Alright, so we need a way. I could probably just have the dupes grab the lumber, but I was having the idea of moving sweepies in here and having the sweepies pick up the lumber and drop them off. And then once it falls down to the ground, we pick it up from here and put it on the rail to down here. Sweepy costs power, though. That's the problem. And then the Sweepy dock's kind of large. How much power do they use? Sweepy! 240 watts. We could even make him out of lead, because we're not going to heat up the area ever. So if I do that, I probably... Yeah, your 3x speed, save, freeze, general lag, throws all your timing out the window for sure. Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. It could be just lag that's breaking the build, to be honest. Because I am lagging pretty bad. So I don't know what the problem is. At this point, I'm also willing to just not ranch Paku, due to the fact that my K-Cows is actually fine. We have 100,000 barbecue just chilling. But we can't eat it, because I don't have enough Paku fish. Then again, we were making omelets with the egg, so it doesn't really matter. Just freezing, I know, right? Can Paku critters flop through doors? General lag, as the doors block critter movement, even when they're open. They could flop through doors if it's a gravity sense. So if they flop through this, they will fall down. They will not flop through doors standing up like that, though, at the same level. So if the floor is below them, they will flop down into the tile. But Pakus will basically stay here if you have doors on both sides. Yeah, unless they climb through walls. Another thing is, critters do not fall through open doors in general. The only way you actually force them to fall is if they're a fish flopping, or you get them in a falling animation by closing doors on top of them. This game has a weird bug where even if the door is open, the critters could walk on top of the doors. And we don't know why. We just know that that's the case. So a lot of the times you have to have an automation for that. I'll even show you guys how it works. So we'll wrangle one of the Pokeshells down here. And we'll put him back into the jail. And then he'll just fall down. But basically, it's weird. And it's not like it's a specific critter. All critters, hatches, morbs, they will walk on top of an open door like it's nobody's business. It wasn't a bug, it was a deliberate change. They fell through before. Why did they change that? It feels so weird. It feels so weird. Does the egg then get into the tank in the Paku farm? So in this tank, since the door is open, this one, current state open, they will flop towards the water tile. So Pakus typically have a sense of where the water is, and they always try... Oh, the tame farm. Yes. On this one, the Paku door is open. So the egg is going to be on the chute. They flop back in, always, because the door is open. Same thing. So we want it in a separate room so it doesn't cramp the Paku. But yeah, same thing, same thing. Feels weird though, almost, Emily, that they would patch that. Doors are open, critters should fall through. I don't know who asked for critters to not fall through. That's the weird thing. Oh yeah, so I need to actually remove this. We'll cut out the power right now, and then we'll get it on the conductive wire. That's gonna be good. Still a little bit of power here, huh? Feels bad. Alright. So now I need to make a liquid lock into here so we could maintain the heat transfer. And then... Oh, we missed the Pokegel. No! ADHD! Every time! Guys, living with ADHD, man. I was doing something and I was like, yeah, what were we doing? I looked elsewhere and I completely forgot, dude. God damn it. You know what's a good thing about ADHD, though? When you forget about something, you don't run into that problem because no one reminds you. No one reminds you messed up. You just think about it later. Like, oh yeah, I forgot to do this. I'll just do it now. Feels bad, man. Oh yeah, and these are not being harvested. Oh, they are. Okay, that's fine then. So the problem with Sweepy is that I would have to move all the pips to a specific room, probably at the bottom. So they could just ranch over here and live off of the trees, generate dirt for us, and have Sweepy work on the rest of the rooms. That doesn't work out, though. Because the problem with that is, this is 86 trees, which is enough for 12 ethanol distillers, which is enough for 3 petroleum gens. Hey, your stove's on. Oh, that's one thing I always make sure I don't mess up. Anytime I have the stove on, I put a timer on my phone. I'm not even kidding. If I ever have the stove on, there's a timer on my phone running, letting me know that the stove's on. I'm not even kidding, man. Like when I'm boiling water to make tea for the night or the evening or the morning, I have to have my phone timer because I forget so many times. Yeah, so I think we just have the dupes do this manually. We could have the dupes do this manually. The problem is that I don't want them to do it manually. So maybe what we do is we have them manually deliver it to the... Yeah, maybe that's a plan. We put the loader right outside. And then make the dupes manually deliver it here so that the time spent on the rail is reduced. That technically does work. And then I don't have to worry about it. Put the door in here to prevent access. Feed in the hydrogen. And then... Dude, I feel that real guitar. It's so frustrating when you go into the kitchen and you realize that one of your pans are not used anymore. And you're like, what happened to the pan? Oh, I left the stove on. And whatever I was cooking burned. and it's not usable anymore. Like, the stainless steel Teflon is gone. You know, we can't use that anymore, man. Oh, man, I like that skillet. That happens, man. And it's kind of like, man, feels bad. That happens before, man. That's happened before. So I think that's the play. We do the split right there. Here, we'll probably do it like that. Coming in like that. That's probably feasible. So I'll probably do it like this. And then have this come in like that. So the idea is you split left, split right. And then this goes bottom, this goes right. And then the next split left, it goes to the top. Next split up goes to the left. Mamba just sneezed. Did you guys see that on camera? I just heard him sneeze. And he's awake right now. About your tree farm, move the ladder to the right, push the doors. Should extend your farm 2 tiles, add sweepies to each floor. So I would have to remove the fire pole then, right? Feels bad. Fire pole is so slick though. I want the fire pole. Now, the counter to that is, if I do that, it technically doesn't work still. Because what I actually wanted was, instead of using a loader, is to actually use a dispenser. Because this is powerless. So we would be able to have all the lumber accumulate on this tile. And then we would sweep from there. That was the original idea, actually. Because I didn't want to sweep and have multiple loaders that I would have to power. So by having a dispenser, right, and that needs a tile too, and it has to fall down through everything, so it has to be on a lip by the door. It's either that or I move all the pips away and put them somewhere else. We could, I mean, and I kind of need the pips because I want them to eat and generate dirt. That's the only thing I kind of want from them. But you're going to have sweepies. Your dupes don't need to run there. No, my dupes need to run there. How else are we going to chop the trees down? I'm just saying. If you leave the trees up and don't harvest them, it's actually going to ruin the distillery efficiency. Because you're waiting more per branch. Because the branch can't grow if the branch is already fully grown, waiting to be harvested or falling off. I wish I had juicy fruit. Radiation, but then again, we're not on the DLC. But yeah, technically that's not an option either. We need to be able to chop the trees down from the arbor trees. So I do need duplicate access. The only other option is to add doors right here instead of having a wall. And then put ladders here so you run across. That would be the only other option. And then we could extend everything else that's below the hatch ranch. Auto fall for branches is 20 cycles. Oof. I guess the next best thing I could do is probably a waterfall setup. It's probably going to have to be a waterfall setup then. Where we just have water, auto harvest all the branches. That could be a thing. Don't want to really do that though. Alright, so I think this is going to be the best method. We'll just have the dupes grab it, and then no sweepy, and then they'll just deliver by themselves. That goes out to there. All that needs to be powered. Not too bad. And then we need the ethanol to go out to petroleum gens. I think I put the petroleum gens in a different box below my current power box. And I think that makes sense. I think that makes sense. Oh, that's way too much oil, dude. How long has this been running? Guys, I left the stove on. Guys, I left the stove on, man. Huge rip. We filled this up with too much oil. They don't think it'd be like it is, but it do. I'll have to fix that next stream. But, oh, another entomb. It's right here, isn't it? But I think, guys, we are doing great. I think, Everything is balanced out now. The oxygen seems to be pretty good. It's very breathable outside from some of the spots. I will need to build another spawn with the salt water from the bottom. We will build the pinch pepper farm next time. And I think this is going to be time for us to wrap things up for the night. So guys, thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for hanging out. And let's get that saving. So the K-Cows went up from 800,000 to 1.3 million. Can't be mad about that.